Hello, everybody. This is Efrain. I'm with the Noxudol USA. I'm going to be talking about our undercoating and rust protection products, which is the cavity wax and undercoating. We have in here 3 products that we would like to talk about. Our eco-friendly, our water-based product, and we also have a low petroleum base. Basically, we have our eco-friendly right here, which it means it's zero solvent. Therefore, it's going to have a wet to the touch on the product itself. A 300, actually, we use it for the undercoating, and our 700, we use it for the cavity wax on any internal parts of the vehicle that would be into it. Now, moving a little bit to the side, we have our 1100, Noxudol 1100, which is a rubberized product, and it's underneath for the vehicle. This, underneath of the vehicle that we use in our 700, which is an eco-friendly product, there is go along with it for the cavity wax. Now we move a little bit to the left in here, we have our very low petroleum based product, which is our 900 and 700. The 900 is for underneath of the vehicle, and the 750 is for the internal part of the vehicle. After I explain a little bit about our products, I would like to also explain to you what kind of equipment we're going to be using today. Today we're going to be using our direct RR1 1 liter spray gun. And we're also going to be using a canister 1 liter for cavity wax. Along with the cavity wax, we're going to be using our equipment. This is in order for us to penetrate and make sure we spray all the crevices and the door panels of the vehicle. First, of course, we have our 900, which is our undercoating. We're using a 1 liter gun straight to a canister. And later on, you guys are going to be seeing what we're going to be using underneath of the vehicle. Also in here, we have our cavity wax. It's a 1 liter canister, and we have our one is a this one, it will spray 360 degrees, and I will also demonstrate some of that in here. And we have also a 45 angle for any of the crevices too. And at the same time, I would like to show you guys how actually it looks, and it is the internal part of your vehicle when we're doing a cavity wax. This is our cavity wax 700. I'm gonna connect that to our extension 1. This is a one with 360 degrees. We're gonna simulate that this is part of our the frame, your unibody, the rocket panels of that any pickup truck. So this is basically what's going to happen to you. And that's how we're basically going to protect your vehicle for any rust internally on any of the rocket panels. And as you guys can see, it's got 360 degrees on it, and it protects it to you. There is something very important that we have to take under consideration, and it's very, very important for when you're gonna do an undercoating. Safety first. Gotta get your goggles, mask. Of course, if you can get a respirator with the cartridge, replaceable cartridge, it would be the best one. And obviously, you have to have goggles. So, you prepare yourself in order to do the application. And we have to have our goggles, respirator, and our gloves. Now we can say we're ready to go and do the application. Very important to everyone up there, goggles, okay, gloves, and your respirator. If you can have a cartridge respirator, will be the best that you can have, all right? Now everybody, that we have our vehicle ready to be lifted, we're going to be talking about the safeties. Safety, very important on any vehicles before we do anything. Make sure your windows must be up. All your windows must be up. Many of us, we're going to be asking why we're going to need to have them up. The reason why is because when we're doing the application in here, fumes will go up, and therefore it can get on your window, and your window will get not damaged, but it's going to take a while to get the cavity wax out of it, to clean it up. So it's very important your windows up. We're going to make sure right now on this vehicle, the windows are up. After that, the next step, before you even get out of the vehicle, is make sure that your seatbelt, you're going to pull the seatbelt all the way out completely and you're going to try to wrap it around the seat. All right. The seat belt, why? The same thing. You got to remember, your seat belt is sitting right here in the center, on the center pillar. For any pickup truck or any other vehicle, it sits right here. So when we spray that on a rocker panel, that rocker panel, the fumes will get probably the seat belt, and the seat belt can get damaged, or anything because the fumes. So gotta make sure, that's very important. I'm gonna get the windows up on this one and get the seat belt and show you guys how to do that. All right. Now, gotta make sure we get our seat belt out completely, and we're gonna wrap it up around your headrest, and we all set on the seat belt. Now we gotta get the windows up. All the windows, we make sure, and this window goes up too. Now we're ready to get the car up. All right, everybody, now we have our vehicle is up in the lift. We got to make sure we're going to protect all the areas where we're not going to be spraying. As you guys can see, I already wrapped up my exhaust manifold in here, the exhaust pipe. I got my catalytic converter is covered, and I'm going to be doing the drive shaft or the drivetrain, if you guys want to call it. Also have to be protected. Make sure there's not oversprayed on it. All right. So this is very important. And also when you come over this way, make sure you don't get your exhaust system. You're not supposed to spray it on any of the part of the exhaust or the engine bay. All right. So we have to make it clear on that area that you guys have to understand. None of the exhaust, okay, need to be sprayed. You have to protect it. Same thing we did, that we wrap it up in here with the plastic. You can protect it with plastic also in there. All right. So that is the main things that we have to make sure that we do on any vehicle. Very important that we have to have our dry shaft, our muffler system all the way. And of course, if we have choke absorbers or chocks, as we call it, on the rear end part of the vehicle, also they need to be protected. In the front, we don't have to worry about, we have a coil spring, so therefore that can be sprayed later on with the cavity wax, or if you want to do the undercoating, that'd be fine. But it's very, very important for anybody up there, make sure your muffler, all right? Your muffler, your exhaust system, it must be. The engine bay, you cannot spray nothing on the engine bay, and your drive axle, all right? So you guys up there, make sure this is a very important step that you have to take. Also on the wheel well, I'm going to show you guys, we take off the tire and we take the wheel liner, and the wheel well liner need to be removed. And now we can do the application for the undercoating in there. Those are the areas where we're going to be. Later on, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do it on the cavity wax on the doors, actually the hood and the tailgate. We're going to start doing application of the undercoating, which is our 900. And remember, it's very important. You got your gloves, respirator, and your goggles. Now we are ready to start our application of a 900 undercoating. Now we're going to do our cavity wax, and the same thing. You got to remember, safety first. We got our respirator and goggles back on, and as you guys can see, I got two tools in here. One is going to be our 360, and the other one is basically a 45 angle for the crevices. All right. So now we have our access on any, it will be going this way. So we're going to do all the applications for it. Now, as you guys can see, there are fumes coming out of it. That is telling us that we spraying enough cavity wax on this vehicle. We got to make sure that we also do our rocker panel. I'm gonna go all in there. Make sure. Once we do that, we're also gonna be doing our lower control arms. We're gonna do basically your 2 lower control arms. It doesn't. Okay, and all, as I said, and I told you guys earlier, anything that's related where you can see area where the ice is going to be staying, so we have to protect it with the cavity wax. All this is the unibody vehicle, so this is your access holes. Okay, so you make sure that you use, so you guys can see it, use the cavity wax. We're gonna start doing the undercoating for our wheel well. All right. Again, don't forget your gloves, your mask, and obviously you're gonna have the goggle. All right. Now we're ready to go. Now we're back into it after we have done the application underneath. The next step we're going to be doing is the cavity wax on the door. And basically we're going to be focused on this area right here. Why we're going to be focusing there is because everything comes from the top to the bottom. So therefore, if it sits in here, it will have rust inside, and that's what we're going to be protecting it with our 700 cavity wax. Many of us, we're going to be probably asking ourselves, how can we get or protect it in there? As you guys can see in here, most and all the cars, they have a drain plug right here. Therefore, this will be our access. How we're going to do it is we're going to be reaching out to here and pull it out to here. Then we're going to come to here and bring it out, okay? So this is our access. Then we know that we're protecting it, as you guys can see in there. Now it is protected with the cavity wax. And that's the procedure that we have to do on our doors. Got to make sure that we spray enough in there. And where we're going to be focused is on this about 3.5, 4 inches of the door. That's every single door. That's what we're going to be doing. All right. Another thing very important, since we're talking about, it's our wheel well lip right here. This lip right here. This where everything's going to be sitting down. So we take our aerosol can and we can just spray it. And that's protect right now. We don't worry about any of the plastic there is in here. Okay. Because all this is just plastic, but we do care about this area right here. Speaking of the pickup trucks, they do have it. As I say, we take off the liner and we spray it on the wheel well. All right. Now, another thing we're gonna do is our tailgate. Tailgate, the same thing as the doors. They do have a drain plug. The drain plugs are right here. All right. This is the drain plug. This will be your access to do your cavity wax. And the same thing, we're going to use a one to get to it and access in there. All right. So when we get it in there, you also can take this plug off in here. If you want it, if it's easy for you, then you do it the same way. You make sure you concentrate on the area where it's going to be sitting, which is in here. So we do this. That's now we put it back and we're ready. Same thing we're gonna do on the other side. Same thing. The access to it. Gonna do and protect it. And now we're gonna go this way, all right? Now we go ahead and cover it up. And as I say, this is exactly the same procedure we're going to be doing on the hood, on the tailgates of the pickups, the doors, the wheel well. It's our cavity wax. Very important. All right. Once we have done all our undercoating, regardless the product that we use, this time we use our Noxudol 900 with the 750 cavity wax. Either it could be the 300 with the 700 or 1100 with the 700, or again the 700, the 750 with the 900. Make sure, very important for everyone up there, you got to do your checklist. Make sure your goggles, safety first. All right, you're going to inspect the vehicle, make sure there is nothing in there to protect it, where not to, and where to do the application. And the steps obviously that we went through with the door panel, the rocket panels, all that in there. Make sure your frame is connected and the hood and all that in there. So this is your checklist. Don't forget, it's very important to have it handy. Now I'm going to talk a little bit more our products in here. Now I'm going to talk a little bit more about our 300. Our 300 is the only one on the market right now eco-friendly. Therefore, there is no solvent in here to help this product to cure. It's pure material context again, so anyone up there is it. Of course, the 300 goes along with our 700 for cavity wax. So anybody that would like to have actually one of the best products on cavity wax, this is it, your 700. 700's got a really good caliper travel to it, and the penetration, 80% of it compared to any other product up there. So this is our line of the 300 of eco-friendly with the 750. No solvent, zero solvent completely. Now I'm going to move a little bit to the center right here, and what we have is our water-based product, 1100. 1100 is a rubberized product. It's beautiful for underneath, very clean. It's paintable once it dry. And the beauty about this product that maybe people will not going to be looking is it that this product, when you spray in it, is blue. And when it starts drying, it turns black. So that's when you see it, there is completely. Once again, it's a water-based product and it's paintable, all right? What you can use with the cavity wax along with this one, it's also your 700 cavity wax. So this can be. Now that we talk about the 1100, I'm going to talk about a little bit of the 900 and 750. It's basically the product that we use in the vehicle that you guys can see right behind me, our 750 and the 900. The 900, it's an eco-friendly product. Actually, it's a very low petroleum base. Therefore, is in compliance with the BOC, very low for undercoating. Along with the 900, you can use our 750, which is the cavity wax product, and it goes all the crevices, internal parts of the vehicle. So here you go, guys. It's a beautiful line of a Noxudol undercoating. If you want to protect your vehicle, which is the second investment beside your home, this is it. Noxudol 300, 1100, or 900. This is our Noxudol eco-friendly lines. Okay, everybody, I would like to say thank you to all of you guys paying attention or watching this video. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach us to our website, www.Noxudol Usa. And if any questions or concern, feel free to write us. Thank you.